Hey there, fellow wet shavers. Brian here with the Wet Shave Experience. Thank you for tuning into today's video. Now, in today's video, we are going to be using Matti Lindholm's Harry Wong soap. This is scented with basil, peppermint, lemon, and orange. And I'm going to be, since there's no matching splash, I'm going to be using Noble Otter's Orbit. I'm going to be using the Karve on a open comb A plate with a second use NASA blade in there, I think. This is the brass version. I have my lather all ready. This is the PAA Starcraft brush, and we are all lathered up in the bowl. So we are ready to go. Welcome back to my first shave video in over a week. So welcome new subscribers, by the way, and thank you to those who've been subscribing for a while. And if you're watching this for the first time and you like what you see, consider hitting that subscribe button below. If you all like what you see, hit that like button. Really appreciate it. All right, so let's get into the shave. So I have like 8 days growth. I have not shaved since the 4th of July. If you saw my unboxing video, you know that that was not my complete intention. I did not purposefully go into my vacation thinking I wasn't going to shave, but I had taken my video camera or my phone holder that I put onto the mirror, and we went to my sister's first, so I used it there for my 4th of July video. Then I left it there. We went to my grandmother's for the rest of the week. I didn't get it back until Thursday evening. My sister, brother-in-law, my mom came down to my grandma's for dinner. They live about an hour from each other. And then it was Friday and we left. So we drove down to LA, Los Angeles from Oregon. And when we left, we left Friday morning early enough that I didn't really have time to shave. So I didn't shave just because I wasn't doing a video, but just I was relaxing, kind of getting up late in the morning. The kids were already up. My grandma was up, my wife was up, and it's just like the day starts going to the pool, that kind of stuff. So anyways, just didn't lend itself to shaving. So I took a little break and here we are back. So I gotta say, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Ivor commented on my unboxing video. I was pondering what soap and razor do I use? How do I get rid of this 8 days of growth? This is the longest my hair has been since I've been wet shaving, and that's been just over a year now. So he suggested my slickest soap and an open comb. Said that this is what open comb razors are made for. So I don't use this open comb. This is an open comb A plate, which is equivalent to the Snare Bar B plate according to the Karve website. I can't remember the blade gap, and I think it's neutral blade exposure. So we'll see how this goes. I chose the Matti Lindholm soap because this is one of the slickest soaps I own, and I haven't used this one yet. This was actually generously sent to me by Matti for free, and through Marion the Barbarian. So if you're interested in any of the Matti Lindholm soaps, they are available through Marion the Barbarian here in the US. I will link the email to email Marion in the description below. So if you're interested in the soap, this is 70 grams of soap. It's I can't remember how much this is. I think it's like $14 to $16 shipped. But a little bit of this soap goes a long way. This soap is made out of soy wax, coconut oil, shea butter, water, and essential oils. So very simple formula, but very effective. It works really well. So I'm gonna go with that and we'll see how we go. It's probably gonna take a while to cut down all these trees. I don't have particularly dense beard growth. As you saw, for 8 days, it wasn't particularly dense. It is also not particularly coarse. So might take a few extra little strokes here. Don't want to put too much pressure. This is a very nice scent. The basil really comes out, the peppermint. I don't really get a lot of the lemon or the orange. So it's mostly like basil, peppermint. A little bit of tingling on there from the peppermint, but not much. So we had a good trip. Those of you that saw my 4th of July video, there's some cool things that happened on this trip. So we drove. It's about, depending on how many times we have to stop, which seemed like a lot. We drove down. Fortunately we have a Suburban, so it's the family truckster. And so we have plenty of room in there. So we took my wife and I, and then our 2 younger kids, and then our oldest, Andrew, he stayed behind with his dad for 4th of July this year. And then we also took my mom, and she's actually ended up staying down there, and she's staying with my sister for another week, and then she's gonna fly back. So all in all, the drive down was pretty good. We stopped in Sacramento on the way down, and my wife got to meet her biological brother for the first time. So that was really cool. You might have heard me talk, if you watched my 4th of July video, I mentioned that in there. But so long story short, she did the 23andMe ancestry thing a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, and found not only her biological brother, but her biological father, and ended up communicating with James, and he lives in Sacramento area. So we stopped there for the night, and then she had dinner with him, and then there was a pool at the hotel, so I dropped her off, met him, they ate at a restaurant, and then I went back and picked her up because he had a motorcycle. And then he followed us back to the hotel, and we hung out at the pool area and talked for a while. So very nice guy. So that was pretty cool. And the kids behaved pretty darn well on the car ride. So that was a bonus. They're getting older, a little older, so a little easier. But we were down there. We primarily went to celebrate my grandma's 95th birthday. So that was pretty exciting. It was July 5th was her birthday. So we stayed at my mom's house, or my sister's house, excuse me, for the Saturday night, Sunday night, and then on Monday, my brother and sister, or my sister and brother-in-law have a boat. So there's a lake called Lake Paris, not too far from them. And so we went out to the lake on the boat. They have a pontoon boat. So everybody had a good time on the boat. And then we went straight from there to my grandmother's house. So we took my grandmother, and then my mom went back to my sister's. And then my grandma lives in a retirement community, and they're all independent living. So she's 95, lives on her own. My grandfather passed away last year. Actually, Jerry was my step-grandfather, but my dad's father died fairly young, 67 or 68. And then my grandma remarried and was married to Jerry for like 20 plus years. So he was like my grandfather. And so he passed away last year, and they lived together. He was 93 when he passed. And so anyways, he passed actually July of last year, at the end of July last year. And so my grandma's been living on her own, and she's been faring pretty well. She still drives, which we're a little worried about. And so we got her like a life alert and all that in case she falls or anything. And then it's all independent living, so she's got a lot of really good neighbors, and they've got a clubhouse. There's like 1,500 homes in there or something like that. So they've got a clubhouse and a pool, so she gets to go down and play cards. And then we got to go, the kids are allowed at the pool from like 11 to 2. So So we went down to the pool, and they have their own golf cart. Jerry was a golfer, and it's just a golf course community. So the kids love to drive around in the golf cart, so we took the kids around for some rides in the golf cart. So you can tell this is going to be my toughest area under here. So let's reapply for the second pass. So far, so good. I mean, other than right here, we're pretty much got 8 days of growth chopped off. So anyways, I will say I did my unboxing. I decided to use this soap and everything today. One, because it's slick, and two, I kind of wanted to talk about my vacation a little bit and not get caught up in describing a scent or a soap. And this is pretty straightforward. This is a nice scent, but it was pretty straightforward. I actually like this a lot as a scent. I also ordered, we came out with the Ecto Cooler. I don't know, you might have seen some of the other YouTube channels use that. It was created by Matti for Marion. It's, I think it's like I don't know, it's like a drink scent. I want to say Kool-Aid or something like that. Anyways, I just ordered that from Marion the other day, so that is en route. So anyways, I went down to my grandmother's, kids were in the pool. So also another cool thing is I got to meet up with a fellow shaver. One of my friends that I made in the community, Eric, who goes by the Meticulous Shaver on Instagram. And he does videos actually for West Coast Shave's channel. So you may, if you watch or subscribe to their channel, you may have seen Eric on that channel. But he only lives about 30 minutes from my grandmother, actually. So we become friends through the community and a Facebook group that we're in. And so I knew he lived down there, and so we were texting back and forth. And anyways, long story short, on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, we met up for lunch. So I drove up to, he was working from home that day actually. And so I drove up and we met at a place close to his house. And it was only about a 25-minute drive. So anyways, that was really cool. Really great to meet somebody in person. We got along great. It's pretty short because he had to get back to work and everything, but I'm glad we were able to make it work. I think we had lunch. It was about an hour and a half. So talked a little bit about shaving, a little bit about life, and so that was pretty cool. So Eric, it's a pleasure to meet you in person. And hopefully next time I go down, hopefully we talked about, he's getting a pool installed. So next time I go down, I'm thinking a family invite to the pool sounds good. Just being careful around the Adam's apple here. All right, so we're pretty close. We're pretty close. So this is a great suggestion on a slick soap and an open comb razor. Like I said, I haven't used the open comb in a long time. I actually got the open comb plates at Christmas time, as I asked for them as a gift from my wife. I've given her the suggestion in the link. So what else? Let's see. Drove back. So we were going to drive back on Friday, which we did. So we left Friday. We were going to stay potentially in Reading and drive the rest of the way on Saturday, but we were doing well. The kids were doing well. We wanted to get home. So we actually drove it all in one shot back. So we got home late Friday night, about 1:30 in the morning. But it was nice to have the weekend to kind of get unpacked on Saturday. And then yesterday we were able to relax. So we also got some good news on our house build. Our loan should close this week. our construction loan. And so hopefully our builder's already submitted for building permits with the city a couple of weeks ago. So we're hoping that that we can break ground in, I don't know, in a couple of weeks. So that would be sweet. And then we actually met yesterday. Our designer and one of our construction manager came over, ready to go over windows and to make sure that we had the right windows, because I guess there's issues with glass. There's issues with everything. Fortunately, the price of lumber's come down, but it's still higher than normal, but it has come down. So I don't do the traditional fool's pass here. Kind of doing a lot of buffing strokes in this shave more than normal. I'm gonna make sure I get in here. I get longer hairs in here. It's one thing when your beard starts to grow. I have some hairs that grow in here, and then I can kind of feel them on my lips. It's somewhat annoying. Also, I think those of you that are still watching, I did mention this before. Oh, got myself right there. We'll go real light. Yep, got myself right there. A little irritation. And right there. So I think we're gonna call it good on that. So I'm gonna rinse my face. There's one little spot right here. All right. Maybe my face is a little sensitive. I'm gonna use the open comb a lot. I think if I remember right, the last time I used the open comb, my shave was not very smooth. So, anyways, now I can't remember where I was. Not bad. All right, so we are going to use the Otter Orbit. I really, really like this scent. And this is what is this one? Bergamot, eucalyptus, Atlas cedarwood, rose, sandalwood, vetiver, and frozen space. So it's hot up here. I thought we were coming home to escape the heat, because man, it got hot. On the drive, there were a couple of places in Northern California, like through Sacramento and Redding, where it was like 111, 113 degrees driving back. That's the other reason we didn't stop in Redding. By the time we got to Redding, it was like 7 o'clock at night, and it was still like 100 degrees and miserable. And so we're just like, you know what? Let's just keep rolling. Little sting there. So this has some synthetic coolant, and so it'll be nice for a nice warm day. So it's still supposed to be like in the high 80s, 90s up here. So it was like 93 yesterday up here. So pretty crazy. All right, there you have it. This shave was really about talking about my vacation, kind of getting caught up on where we're at. And so hopefully tomorrow I'll have a new to me anyways, soap to use. I know a lot of the Ariana and Evans were not new, but they're new in Kaizen too, and they're new to me because I wasn't wet shaving when they first came out. So look forward to trying those. And then also 345's hometown, but I've still got some stuff that I'm backed up on from before vacation. So There'll be a lot of new stuff coming to the channel soon. So thanks for tuning in today, folks. Hope you enjoyed my story, and we'll see you soon on the channel.